Well, if Lightcraft Jetset wins an Oscar, it won't be in the category of Best Actor, and it certainly won't be me. But I got to tell you, that was so much fun to actually take what we've been learning in Lightcraft Academy and put it all together and create a real short film, a 45-second film from scratch, where we designed the set beginning with an empty room and populated the room and figured out that we needed 4 different locations, so we built 4 different sets or variations of the same set. Continuity was really important. I needed to establish, first of all, that the gentleman was probably a widower, and I thought the best way to do that would be to open having him ironing alone in kind of a sparsely furnitured apartment in New York City, indicating he was probably a widower. How else do you establish that he might be lonely? Had some the Jeopardy, the TV show, playing in the background, tick-tock of the clock, ambient noise from the city street below, all indicates that he was probably alone. And there's just so much that students can learn in the process, like set design, continuity. I knew that I needed to have 2 variations of the opening shot, an out-of-focus shot that I could use for the tight shot of the iron, and then a wider shot that was in focus for the full body ironing shot. I also wanted to establish that the picture wall was in this 1-bedroom apartment, so the picture wall is at the left, but then we need to then transition to the actor, for lack of a better word, myself, looking up at those pictures. I needed to think about that final shot looking out the window, a tight shot, wanted that to be a tight shot, and so in using Midjourney and Photoshop, sort of created what I thought a window that would look like it belonged in that apartment, and have the background appropriately underlit, appropriately bokeh'd or focused. These all really come into play when you're designing something for virtual production. What we didn't see, unfortunately, is what I think is the coolest piece of this technology, and that's when you hand hold the camera, the cell phone. That parallax you get even with the 2D images, that's what really sells it. Working alone here, I can only simulate it, but it's not the same. I can simulate movement. There's a little bit of tracking as I'm walking around, but it's not the kind of tracking that you would get if a camera was actually following you, because there isn't the parallax that happens between the foreground and background. If you're a teacher, there's so much that can go into a lesson like this. Ideal for working in groups. I use Canva to kind of block this out. When I went into Canva and I designed sort of storyboarded different scenes that if you had students, they would do that, maybe working in teams, and once they created it in Canva, they could then go into Photoshop, and each team would be in charge of developing one of the rooms. So I always have this teacher lens when I'm running this channel, although I know that you're not all of you, many of you are professional filmmakers and hobbyists, but sometimes I'm thinking about my teacher friends and how this would really work in a classroom setting. Thanks again for watching and putting up with my bad acting. I'm ecstatic that we are just minutes, hours maybe away from hitting our 500th subscriber. That is hugely rewarding. I thank you for coming back to the channel, and I cherish the emails that you send and the questions and the dialogue that we have about how using Jetset. If you are producing anything and would like to share it with me, please do. If I can share it, I won't do it without your permission, but if I can then share that on the channel, I think we've built a community here, and I think we'd like to see what each other, what we're doing. As always, thank you for watching, and one last time, at least for this video, please do subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you next time.